Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Monday night. Plastic Crack Podcast, Season 7, Episode 25. There you go. That's written on the top. So I know what it is. So it's back to the Monday night. It's getting a bit warm again. Don't know. You don't like it? No. I thought you're where you are. I thought it was all going to be flooded and raining and stuff.
No, it was quite nice because I think it was last Wednesday I actually got to put on a hoodie. So that was, I never felt so sort of relieved, but no, it's still very nice.
How we doing, chaps? How you doing, Steve? You ready, bracing for a bit more warmth around the nether regions?
No, I mean I like this. This is nice weather. This is lovely weather to me. It's not baking uncomfortable, and I'm not losing half my body weight in sweat trying to paint under these lamps. So no, it's good. Nice. All good.
Good. So tonight we are going to work our way through some of the questions that what people put on the Facebook page. So if you've got a question for us or for other people in the community, it doesn't just have to be us. Stick it in the chat and we'll try and get around to as many of these as we possibly can. It's been an eclectic mix of them up there so far. So some amusing, some actually quite thought-provoking. So that's going to be tricky on a Monday night for all of us to get brain.
I have no thoughts to provoke currently.
But thank you everyone watching tonight. Really appreciate it, and everybody on the catch-up. We love you too, and also those folks listening in on Spotify. Thank you very much indeed for doing so. Remember, we are sponsored by those mad folks over at Gordon Salt and Derby. If you use the PCB5 code, you get an additional 5% off all the already hugely discounted product there. And if you're looking into the Zulu stuff, you might want to start there because it's a lot cheaper.
That code's been getting a bit of a workout.
It has. Yeah, I think it has. Let's have a look and see who's in the chat tonight. Hello, Paul. He says he's getting some 50mm painting practice tonight with Tyranids from the museum miniatures. Nice stuff. Are they the new museum miniatures or the old? They're really nice. I like those. Canberra Johnny is here. John Sowerby, good evening, mate. He says, afternoon from stormy Miami. Sorting and basing an absolute ton of Space 1889 minis. No, 1989 minis. It was given over the weekend. I don't know. David Thule, good evening. Who else we got here? Stupid Fat Hobbit. Hello, mate. How you doing? Red Steph, good evening to you. Nick Dawes, hi from a humid Bury St Edmunds. 3D printing tonight. Well, that'll make you even warmer with the 3D printer going.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Mine hasn't actually been turned on for quite some time because I keep thinking every time I do, I'm going to have to open the window to put the exhaust thing out, and then that'll absolutely fry. So no, I'm not going to do that. Mark Riding, hello, mate. Trevor is here. Good evening. He says he's decided to paint up his Saladin Salute 53 figure tonight. Funny enough, I coated mine before I went away up to Shropshire, and I thought I might have a crack at painting it as well. I haven't actually started it, but I did at least undercoat it. Have you done yours, Martin?
No, I did find it though. I couldn't decide what to do with it. I might do it I might make it into a statue for my Byzantine, weirdly for my Byzantine sort of little villagey thing that I'm slowly building up. That sounds a bit weird. Yeah, well, it's just in a cool pose, and I've got loads of command bases anyway. For my Seljuks, and I wasn't planning on doing Saladin. Although to be fair, I have got a Saladin. I've got the Reconquer Designs one. So I don't know.
Just don't know.
He'll probably end that indecision will just result in him just staying.
Just stay there in the box until you. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sam's here. Good evening, mate. Mort Sick is here. Valley Boy, New Zealand. Morning from a cold but sunny Bay of Plenty, where 100-year-old figures, 100 years war figures, are seemingly taking 100 years to paint. Yeah. David Benton, hello there. Good evening to you. Mobile and Hostel, hello. Martin Hoey. Draken Scroll, good evening to you. We've got Yorkshire Dragoon, hello, mate. Richard Dawes, hello from Hull. For some unknown reason, I'm painting 40k orcs.
Hello from hello Hull.
Is it being in Hull, or is it the weather, or I don't know.
Hull is still one of the only places I've been on a night out where I genuinely feared for my life. I went to the nightclub. This was in 2002, 2001, 2002. I went to Spider's nightclub to visit my friend. Yeah, we were walking there. Was just one of the sketchiest. I loved the place. The Hull during the day was all right, but yeah, getting there was interesting. It was very interesting. And then the next day, we went to go and see Ocean Colour Scene, which is one of the worst gigs I've ever been to in my life.
Wouldn't get me a crappy gig, I can tell you that.
Oh God,
no. Did you like my reply to your little?
I did, yes, I did. I think you underestimated the power of him. How did that happen? Don't know where that came from. Where did that go?
What's the P?
But bad? I don't know. I'll tell you one thing I will say for him, and I will stress this was not my decision to go to this one. That was Elaine's. You do have to keep her happy when I've got a room full of figures like that occasionally. He actually can sing, and he's quite talented.
He can bloody sing.
He can really sing. Yeah. And he's a pretty good drummer as well. I didn't realise that. Adam, good evening, mate. Joseph, good evening. We've got Nathan, hello there. The real Steve is here. Autobots transformed and rolled out, he says. Good stuff. Old school, hello, mate. Lionheart, good evening to you. Zoe, hello there. Evening, everyone. Just chilling with a cold drink and perusing the Pendragon and Lancashire Games 10mm lists. That's an expensive peruse in my experience. Whenever I peruse anything, it definitely is, inexpensive. Double Dip, good evening to you. I can't say that one. Good evening to you. I'm sorry, butcher your name. Who else we got here? Ruckamore, hello, mate. How are you doing? Evening, all working on a Hannibal Command figure tonight. Ooh, cool. That's exciting. Post pictures, please. Lazy Pirate, good evening. Mitten Gaming, hello there. He's got a question, so I'll put that one in the thingy. Thank you for that. Greeny Dix, hello, mate. Don't think we've seen you before, have we? From a sunny.
What was that name?
Greeny Dix. Greeny Dix.
I just wanted to. Excellent. Yeah. Welcome. Hello.
I think that's something you need treatment for, isn't it? Usually, I'm just going to say that right now. Ewok, hello, mate. Who else we got? Bar. Oh, it's jumping around again. Bar 188182. Blimey, that makes it. I can't read those sort of numbers. Hello, all working on more War Games Atlantic Afghan Warriors. Good. Chris Strange, hello there. Frank's Miniatures, good evening from Netherlands. Nice stuff. David is here. 2 Foot Away Paints, hello there. Good to see you. Oh my goodness, Robin's here. I'm sure you. There you go. What did he say? I'm sure you turn it on if you really want to, Dom. Listen, we've been married for more than 30 years, so I think my charm, such as it is, has long diminished. I'm just gonna now we just exist. That's the way it works. Shakers and Sprues, hello, mate. Paul Hicks, good evening, sir. What else we got? Oh my goodness, we've got lots of people. Seahole, that's an interesting name. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Good evening from New Jersey. Trying to figure out basting for 28 mil Napoleonics. Depends what rules you're using, I'd say. That's what you're playing skirmish, in which case singles. If you're playing multi-game, then pack them in, make them look really amazing, and put them in big bases. That's what I reckon. Just dropping. Oh, no, we're down. Oh, Bicker City. Hello, Don. How you doing? Forgot that it's Monday. Better late than ever. Working on Blood Angels Sangrenor as a birthday present for my nephew tonight. Good for you. You don't like him, obviously, if you do. Clearly. Good. There we go. We're at the bottom of the chat. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. As I say, any questions, shove them in the chat. We'll try and get around to them. We got some good questions on the Facebook page. And a reminder, if you're not a member of the Facebook page, why not? There's a link in the description down below. Click on that, come through, answer the 3 questions, and come along and join the community. It's getting quite big now, but I love seeing all the stuff everyone's working on, and we'll hopefully get around to some pictures of some of the projects people are working on at the very end of the stream, as we try to usually. So, chaps, what have we been working on this week? Steve, what have you been up to? More weirdness, more retro gaming for you, or painting for you?
Yes, no, a bit of old, bit of new, bit of old and a bit of new. I'll show you the old first, because I finished this last week. I've not been able to do any photography. My ring light broke that I use for my photography setup. So I had to have one ordered today, which was a bit of a pain, but there we go. Where are we? Right, so this figure's from 1991. And when I actually played 40k back in the day, my mate had it, and I was insanely jealous that he had it because it's such a cool figure. So I managed to pick up a copy last month, and I've got around to painting it. So there we go. Yay!
Hey,
he's not Roman.
He looks like he should be Roman.
Yeah, I think back in the day the Ultramarines were lent into very heavily on the Roman side. But they had some 1991, so that miniature's 35 years old.
Wow.
And I picked it up last month for a fairly decent price. It's a bit painful, but I really wanted it, so I bought it. So that's old. Now on to something new. So a couple of weeks back, I went to the grand opening of the Warlord Games store in Wigan. It's not very far from here at all. And I picked up a plastic pack 40 kit. It took me a while to get around to it, but I've worked on it this weekend and I finished it, and it's all done. And there we go.
yeah,
very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, lovely kit to work on. It's
that's awesome.
Cheers, mate. So much of an improvement on the metal kits. So I've put it on a bigger base than came with the actual kit itself. It came with one of the round ones. I just thought it was too small, and I also replaced 2 of the standing crew because I didn't think people would be standing up. I thought it'd be bad for your general health and safety. So I took 2.
Oh, so they did a couple of crew members standing up and the rest of them crouching. That's a bit.
Yeah, two standing up, 2 crouching.
That's a bit weird.
So I took 2 kneeling bodies from the German veterans kit and just used the arms. Thanks, Rob. And it was it was really good going back to painting some historical and getting the old dull colours out again. Which is kind of cool actually.
The guy with the ranging thing, he's got quite a baby face, hasn't he?
Well, the arms come with the actual kit itself, but like I said, I replaced them with 2 kneeling down bodies, because I just like the kit bash. Second color.
What do you mean, Tim? Second color. Does he mean the one that used as a camo, maybe on top of
the cause of using that? So the actual pack 40 itself is khaki, and the camouflage was applied with a mix of German field grey and bronze green, and I gave it everything got a good wash of AK streaking grime, and then that was dabbed off and then all dried with a hairdryer. And really, really good. It was weird getting back to painting Germans. I can't remember the last time I actually painted anything. Cheers, thank you. I mean, it's set off, so I've got plans now, and I wasn't planning anything, but I've got plans. Because that's inspired me to do something. No, it was really good working on it. It's a great kit, and it's such an improvement on those metal kits. I cannot stress that enough. That I didn't have to use 50 pounds of epoxy glue to get it to stay together. It all went together in about 5 minutes. It was so simple to build as well. Yeah, it wasn't the best. Again, it's one of those ones you could put it in a sock and use it as a weapon. It was just a great big lump of metal. Cheers, Tim. So what I've got on the desk this week, Australians. So with the Commonwealth book coming out, I revisited my Australian army that I painted in 2018, and it was crap.
Right.
It's like when you go back and look at miniatures you painted years ago. They've been in storage for absolute years. I've not used them. The last time I sort of used them was we had a game of Bolt Action the day before lockdown, so that'd have been 6 years ago. And they've been sort of locked away ever since. So I dug them out last week, and I was like, yeah, I just need a bit of tidy up. And I looked at them and I thought, I can't play with those. They're crap. They were awful. They were so badly painted, and just there was no consistency. The flesh tones were terrible. The basing, everything about it was terrible. So they're all getting stripped. Every single last one of them's getting stripped.
Oh, you go full in. You're doing the whole thing.
Oh God, yeah. No. Now I've got that bio strip, and I can rely on that. Getting stripped. So on the desk at the moment is a Australian jungle infantry division. And it's an all metal army. The whole range is metal.
Hang on. Full metal? What?
Yep.
You don't do metal?
Well, these, I mean, they're still nice miniatures. I mean, they still hold up. When I bought these, I had a bit of. We were in Nottingham. We went to the Warlord Games HQ, and they just released the last of the Australian range on the Friday, and I bought apart from the Bofors, I bought everything from the range. Absolutely everything from it. And I painted it in, say it would have been 2017, 2018, sort of around that time. And I must have painted them using my feet or something, because they were shocking. I know, but I'm waiting for that Gurkha kit to come out, because I've got kit bashing ideas for that. So, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. A bit of Bolt Action, I know.
Blimey.
So a bit of old.
Just when we thought we just got some consistency into weird retro, you suddenly leap back like maybe an elastic band pulling you back into the. I
would recommend. I can't wait to pick up some of those, because I'm going to get the other box as well, which has got the mortar and the machine gun, medium machine gun, and the Panzerschreck. Because if the quality is anywhere near as good as that Pack 40, yeah, because I don't like those metal gun teams. They're just a bit shit. But this is really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I found a bit of a quick way of painting them as well with that streaking grime. So yeah, all back on the Bolt Action train.
Cool. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. What about you, Martin? What have you been up to, mate?
Well, I've painted the Bolt Action army.
Yeah, of course you have.
I can't even.
You can't even.
I can't even do it. No, I haven't done very much painting this week. This is the first time I picked up a paintbrush since last week, since the stream last week. So I'm currently working on some Warhost orcs. I'm trying to get my wizard done, so I can bring that into the next game of Warhost. No, it's just insanely busy work wise. So most of my spare time that I was doing for the hobby, I was doing the edit on the King John battle report, because I wanted to get that out because it was so much fun. So I wanted to share that because it was a good laugh, that game. And
weird game. I love the fact he's lethal. Not to anybody else.
Really, no, but yeah, five attempts to command his own men, and he failed 80% of them. So that meant 80 equal.
I have to say, mate, all the way through, I watched that video and I thought, knowing your incredible dicing luck, if there was one lord to go for or not to go for, that would be the one, because you have the ability to a bit like Alec, who I game with a lot. He has the most rotten luck as well, and I would say to him, never ever take King John, because it's like anything but a 1, 2, or 3. Oh dear, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. To be fair, my luck was only saved again by Robin's abysmal dicing, which was even worse. I mean, yeah. So anyway, that was fun. But what I did do on Wednesday, my mate Kev Because he did do well for Robin. I think King John was
for more
responsible for
points than Robin got.
Yeah, I think John killed more people than Robin did, possibly.
Yeah, I think he did. Well,
it was
enough.
close. It was close. My mate Kev came round and we gave By Fire and Sword a go, just as a test run for a battle report. Just wanted to run through it all. And so the thing about it is, like how a lot of games, I guess you could prep ahead of time, but part of the joy of that game is the deployment and the reconnaissance and setting the table up. So you can't really set the thing up, because even the scenario determination is not exactly random. It's the player who's worse off in the force points who actually selects the scenario based on a criteria between your force points. So you can't even really set it up. And to do it ahead of, I guess you could work out your forces ahead of time and then say, so we set it up. Bear in mind, so we did used to play it. So we're going in sort of blind to this edition. We set it up, played it, packed away in 2 hours. So,
wow.
And we played the full game with very, very basic forces, like the absolute most basic forces you could have, give or take. And I really enjoyed it. So it's a very simple table setup. And I was the Swedes and he was the Cossacks. We were just doing a key position scenario. So there were 3 objectives. And so there was an objective in the middle of the little sort of farm villagey thing there. There is an objective to the right that you can't see, and you probably can't see this, but right next to those trees in the middle, there's a cow which started in the middle field. But again, because you've got this asymmetric approach to the point system, one of the advantages he took is he could move the objective at the start of the game, so he moved the cow back towards him. So that was it was good fun. It definitely plays a lot quicker than the other one did. It really does. And I did some really neat mechanics in there with the accumulation of casualties and the effects. So you can see in the top right there's a combat going on between, he's got a medium unit of Cossack Maloisti who are fighting just some of my riders. It reminded me a little bit of the old combat resolution in the old, it's called the old world now, but Warhammer Fantasy, which is depending on the size of your unit, when you're working out combat resolution, you start on score. So, for example, a medium unit starts with 2. So if I've done 2 casualties and he's a medium unit, that's level. So the size of your units does come into play. So it's quite hard for a little unit to actually rout a big unit. You've really got to keep going and going and going, which I quite like. Because it means you're not just going to get sort of hit by one tiny little unit and then go, run out. They've really got to do some damage to you to get you off to get you moving. But there's a neat system which again, until you play these things. I've got another photo here of my little bit of a close up there of my Swedish National Infantry, thinking we're better trained than everyone else, and they're probably not. They took a lot of salvos, but it was really good fun. The morale system works well. So, for example, if I caused 3 wounds on you, 3 casualties on you for shooting, you would roll 3 dice to test for morale, and each dice needs to get higher than the morale value for that unit. So, for example, say that, I don't know, 5 or more. Each of those dice needs to score a 5 or more to pass. If you get 1 failure, you basically take another casualty. If you get 2 failures, you take a casualty, but your unit also immediately retreats. So if they haven't acted yet, that's it. They're active. They switch to it's called a regroup order, but they have to make a retreat move, and that's it. So you can force people back with shooting, which is quite fun. So you can force them off of objectives, a little bit like in the Barons War, actually, how you can go in. So. It was good fun, and so I can field 2 pretty large forces. I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to be. I think Robin's up for having a go, and I dare say I think Matt might be as well. So, I think it was very, very easy to play. Definitely easier than the last edition. It was just a lot of fun. I went and started playing around with the list builder. online, as you do after these things happen. So yes, I got that in. Then I've got a game tomorrow night. I'm playing Robin. We're playing some Beneath the Lily banners tomorrow night. So,
nice.
Stepping away from the medievals and heading to the 18th century for lace and frilly hats. Although in this case, it's just going to be peasants, Russian peasants murdering German peasants. Badly, probably. So I'm looking forward to that because I really enjoy Beneath the Lily banners. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. That's really cool. I'm intrigued. I am genuinely intrigued by those rules. But if I can find them again, I put them somewhere. No idea where they are. But anyway, I found the box. I found all the figures that came with the star set. But I found the dice even. Can't find the bloody rules. Anyway, never mind. Well, I've done nothing. I've done no painting whatsoever since the last show because I was up in Ludlow watching watching this back in my brother. Just thought I'd put him up there again just because Martin likes him so much. So yeah, it was. But even down to I'm completely unsuccessful of even trying to get to see one of the castles, apart from obviously Ludlow Castle where that concert was taking place. But it's not really the way to look round and have a proper look at Ludlow Castle. But I wanted to go to Wigmore Castle, which is a fantastic ruin just a bit south of Ludlow, but apparently it's falling down, so you can't get into it. So that's that. Yeah. So I didn't even get to see that. So all I did was make up some Victrix foot sergeants. So I'm painting those tonight. So that's all I've been doing. So yeah, shame really. Right. Let's go on to some of the questions then for tonight. So a reminder, we're just going to have a little bit of a ask us almost anything session. So I'll put that caveat in because I know what you lot are like. I like Robin's comment. Mandeville is here for a good time, not for a long time. Yes, I think you're probably right. Dear. There was another comment which I thought was hilarious. Here you go, Chris. He says, working on a retinue for Baron's War, Sir Martin, who always goes into battle with a lit torch, and Sir Steve, who fights apparently always fights away. Apparently has a weird style that needs space.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good indeed. Good indeed. Love it.
So someone left a comment actually, Dom, you play Baron's War, and I know Steve's going to play Baron's War, so it's worth paying attention. There's a rule that I didn't realize, like when you read a rule and you're like, oh, I get what it does. And then you just don't carry on reading the next couple of sentences. Yeah. You just say, oh, it just means you. So the chivalry rule normally means that knights can ignore peasants as like the nearest target and go after like someone else. They can basically be a bit arsey.
Yeah.
However, or the other way around. But if you carry on reading this, someone's just pointed out to me that apparently if a unit of knights kills someone else with chivalry, you roll a dice and they roll a 1 or 2. They don't kill the opponent; they capture him, and they're worth double points.
Oh wow!
At the end of the game, and that's regardless of the type of if you're playing obviously if you're playing a victory point game. So yes, in the scenario like we were playing, where my spear, my mounted knights charged his foot knights, I could have rolled, and at the end where they charge through, you roll. Not where my spearman chased his knights into the trees and just jabbed them to death.
Just killed them like some kind of.
That's the most historically accurate representation of what spearmen do. They just they just follow people and just skewer them. Yeah.
Love it. Ah dear. Graham says not a lot to see at Wigmore. That's where it's situated. I have been to Wigmore some time ago, and it was very overgrown. So yeah, it is pretty much a ruin. Amazing sight there. You're absolutely right. Good. Right. Let's have a look at some of these questions. So reminder, if you've got any questions, just shout them out or put them in the chat. Don't shout them out because we won't hear them. Put them in the chat. And we'll get around.
Shout them out.
Shout them out. That won't really work, will it? Right. I thought this first one I'm going to ask is Steve Harbour's question from Facebook. He said, apart from Martin, who's already done this, if you were to start your own miniature company, what would be your first release? So I'm not going to let Martin off the hook on this one. I want to know, apart from medievals, what else would you do as a follow-up? So you can do that one afterwards. But Steve, what about you, mate? If you were going to go off and start up a range of figures, what would it be?
God, I don't know. It's a tough one, that.
Tricky one, isn't it?
I
wish I'd thought about it. I'm now trying to think while I'm thinking about it.
I mean, there's so many possibilities. I mean, there is just so many. I think I would probably go for, if I try to think of a range that I like but I can't find, or there is a range that I don't like. God, it's a tough one. That really is. There's so much.
Should we come back to that one? Maybe we'll come back to that one later.
Yeah, come back to that. Let me put it. Yeah.
Because I'm the same. I'm sort of racking my brains on that one. Anyone who's got any suggestions as well, stick them down. I'd love to know. I think it's really interesting. Okay, Matt. I only have 6 projects on the go at the moment. Can you suggest a second? Well, I mean, I suggest, there's a certain project called Zulu coming very, very quickly, and there's thousands of the fellas, so that might be one to look out for. Steve, what would you get Matt to do? Landsnacks, good choice.
Everybody should have an ongoing Landscape project, no matter how much you're bogged down or what you've got on the go. Everyone should have a mad Landscape project, just because it's a bit mad.
Right, nice. What about you? What do you reckon?
If he's looking for just a quick project like a stock wrapping, I'd say do it by fire and sword, because you can just build whatever the hell you like. And it's 15 mil, so a bit, so I'm doing. Otherwise, I would say, because I know Matt, I would say do the Ottomans in the Great Northern War, because Dom's not going to do them, and I want someone to do them. And because they're cool and they're fun, and again, it is quite easy to build armies. So yeah, just do that. I mean, you've got Danish, you've got Norwegians, there's Swedes, Saxons, Polish, Russians, Ottomans. There's loads you can do for that. So yeah, there's mine. I've got a very, very 17th, 18th century thing.
You are very much fixated on that at the moment, aren't you?
I am at the moment. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
I love it. I think that's a really good shout, actually. I was going to go something into that sort of period. I thought that would be a good one for him. Knowing what he gets into, I think something around the Great Northern War or something like that would be a very good one for Matt. So I'm going to say that. Go for that. There you go, Matt. No problem. Yeah. That's a good one from Simon. Do you think you will run a PCP game at a UK show or games day other than Crackdown? If so, what sort of game and which event would you go for? Now, we have talked about this. We have talked about this. What do you reckon, Martin?
I think the answer is yes, but it's also got to be one that we don't really want to walk around. Because we talked about maybe doing it at Salute, which would be ace. But really like walking around Salute and not going to get chances. So maybe it would be fun to go to like what do you want at Warfare? Maybe, because you could then have 2 days. You could do a game on one day and walk around the next. Maybe part of it. Yes, we would. As to what game, now there's an argument. I guess the easiest one for us to do. Obviously, I'm speaking for Steve here. The easiest for us to do would either be Napoleonics or the Wars of the Roses, and I would probably plump for the Wars of the Roses, just because we've done a lot of it and we know what we're doing. So potentially, yeah, a refight of a Wars of the Roses battle, if Dom would be up for it. That would be it, because we just stand there just casting insults at each other. That's essentially and with all the new stuff that's coming out, well, I say new stuff, it's great. the sort of the ructions in the historical War of the Roses community. It's actually putting me off gaming it at the minute. It's really weird. It's kind of, but all this new information about battles, or the information is wrong, is actually now spreading to other battles other than just Towton. It's amusing and depressing at the same time. So it was quite funny because I saw this comment, because it's been mostly centered on Towton recently. Oh, no, I'm going off topic. I'm a bit of a tangent. I know it's been centered on Towton recently, and so there's obviously just a group of hardcore people like, no, Towton, biggest, bloodiest, 60,000 people, all that. But now it's started to spread onto other battles, and so the historians who've been researching those battles and now fighting against the historians who are trying to change them. And it's all quite amusing because it's all in Facebook groups. So just again, it's just sitting there going, well, this is interesting. I mean, ultimately, it's it's a war game and we'll play whatever we want, but it's quite amusing to sit and watch. So yeah, I guess something like that. I mean, I'd be up for doing anything. I mean, if Steam wanted to put on a massive Space Weirdos game, I'd play it. Or we just do a super game of Dead Man's Hand. And do something like that. Maybe like recreate like that scene in 3:10 to Yuma where he's got to get to the train, and we just keep running that and see how quickly someone can do it, and then give a prize at the end of the day or something to whoever did it best. Something like that.
What do you reckon, Steve? Would it be? Would you reckon if we did one? Would it be a participation game, a demo game?
I think participation would be good.
Yeah.
You know how much I love mingling with the public. It'd be brilliant.
I know how much you love it. Yeah.
No, I think it'd be a good idea. I think it will happen one day. It will happen one day.
I mean, at the moment, we're only allowed to get Steve out and about once a year for CrackCon. So we'll have to negotiate to get him out more regularly than that if we were ever to do a face-to-face. And then work know that once I get back from Derby, I'll be off for a week with some kind of unknown contagion or disease. Yeah, I do not. Martin and I have talked about this, and I think Steve's nodded sagely, knowing nothing will actually happen because it's us talking about it. But about doing something at Salute or something like that. But I think Martin's right. My concern with that is I enjoy just spending time around that show. I don't know. I think, like you say, I agree with you. The easiest thing would be a War of the Roses thing. But I like the idea. I like your idea of doing something more more smaller scale, skirmishy type game, like a Dead Man's Hand or something like that.
Yeah. If it was going to be sort of like participation in the sense that I want to get a lot of the community involved and people just rock up and have a go, then I would say do a fun sort of Dead Man's Hand game. And sort of just sort of incorporate. If you were doing like a game to show off everything, then I'll do like a big mass battle.
There we go. We got one take already. Thomas is already on his way. He said he'd fly over to play a massive Dead Man's Hand game. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun to do. Not sure what show. Maybe UK Games Expo or something like that. No, it's too big, isn't it? That I don't know. We'd have to work out which show it would be, but somewhere where Steve didn't have to travel too far and we didn't have to travel too far is probably the other consideration. What about the other one? Do you reckon he'd appear? If we say his name 3 times, would he appear?
What's this one? What was that? Maybe a strategic game of tic-tac-toe. Just line rampant, isn't it?
Oh!
Ouch!
Oh, God! Oh, the burn!
Vicious. Love it. All right. I think it's going to happen at some point, folks. We just don't know when. Similar thing from James. When are we launching a CrackCon North? I did see a similar comment about when are we doing a CrackCon in the US. We have talked about CrackCon getting bigger, maybe doing a bigger venue, doing somewhere else. But the reality is we have day jobs, some of us have proper day jobs like these two, and it's a bit tricky to get it all organised.
I am regularly told by many people that my job is a waste of time and not a proper job, and I'm told that by a lot of people who employ me to do work for them. I am told that I do not have a proper job. So
I thought you meant your staff members. That's all.
Yeah. no, there is that. I mean, we obviously Paul Richardson puts on the mini one in March, which is just a community meeting up. So that's obviously not a crack-con. It's just a PCP gaming day, basically, where people turn up and there's a laugh. So if people wanted to kind of do that and do like a community gaming day, then just chat to us, like obviously speak to us about it, and we can sort things out. We did do it. We had decided to do it once, and then we had like four different ones kind of get set up, and we didn't know what was going on, and then it kind of went a bit crazy. So yeah, speak to us. They're always open to stuff and hearing things. I am.
Yeah, apparently crack-on is in the north. Yeah, I thought so too. It's north of here. Reality is we'd love to do more, but we can't really. Simple fact. And also, it takes all of our brain power and energy to run one show a year. But yeah, as Martin says, if you want to set something up like Richard does, then do it, because it's great to have meetups at various things, and also have some at some of the bigger shows. If you want to, use the Facebook page to sort of arrange to meet up with other members of the community. If Historicon was last week, wasn't it? Something like that, then please do let us know about it, and we'll try and advertise it, because it'd be great for people to meet up. At the end of the day, we just want people to have fun, enjoy the hobby. But I'm not sure. We did one year do 2 crack cons. I think it nearly killed us.
Yeah, let's never do that ever again.
No. So no, I think that's the answer with that one. Sorry about that if you were disappointed.
We have talked about crack on tour. We have talked about that, where we would just drive around. So where we would maybe hire like a van, and we'd drive to various cities and try and have gaming like every other day. So so it starts off down south. So Steve has to get the train south, and we sort of meet up at Dom's, and then we gradually sort of move our way. So we go to London, meet up with a bunch of people, do something in London. Then we come to the east, and we do something in the east. And we go to the Midlands, obviously probably go to Borders and Swords. And then, I don't know, to Yorkshire somewhere, because there's obviously a whole load of you there. And we do something there. And then we just work our way up, finishing like, I don't know, in like John O'Groats or Gretna Green. And 2 of us get married. I don't know.
Place. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that one. There you go. All right. No, nice. I like it. All right. David Benson, he put one up. Let me stick this one up. I have to read it because it was a very long question. And he said, a bit like Yorkshire Gamers Venn diagram of wargaming thing, but not so badly named. Are you a wargamer? I think he's trying to say, basically, how do we fit out in terms of wargamer, researcher, painter, collector, terrain builder? What percentage are you for each of those?
Right. How many are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20% is equal.
Okay. Can I combine 2 of them together? Because I consider researching and painting kind of the same thing. Well, I would probably say, I love research, but I don't spend as much time doing it. But I think I go in with very, like, I think, what do you know? I kind of cheat a bit because I already have access to know where to get a lot of the things I'm looking for, and I go in with very, very specific goals. Like, I want to know, the coat of arms of these 6 people, and I'm not going to, once you got them, it's paint. So I reckon that I probably do, I don't know, 10% research, maybe 30% painting, maybe another 30% gaming. I would say 20%. No, probably 15% terrain building. And to be honest, I don't consider myself a collector that much. I collect it because it's here and I do it. I don't collect it because I'm seeking to fill gaps in my collection, if that makes sense. They're not like, Pogs or Tazos or whatever. They're not, I'm not trying to like find that missing thing. Yeah. I am from the sense of sometimes I'm trying to recreate specific things, like when I created like the York Militia or whatever, and and I went and I was like, this guy actually had 2 axes, and I have the evidence that this man had 2 axes in his house when he died, and I'm going to model him with 2 axes. So maybe that's a little bit higher actually. So I'd say collector, maybe 5%, terrain builder 15, wargamer, like 30, painter 30, researcher 15, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, seems fair. What about you, Steve?
Oh God, I object to doing maths outside of work. This is all.
Yeah. Well, okay, make it up. Add it up to any number you like. How about that?
Okay, I'll try and get up to 114%. No, I mean, I would say painting is the majority of what I do. We're talking 60-65%. Terrain building be about 1%. What were the other ones? So we got gaming. Let's call it gaming.
Wargaming, researching, painting, collecting, terrain building. That's your 5.
Okay, collecting 5%, terrain building 5%, painting 70%. So we're up to 70 plus 5, 10, I'm up to 80%. And what's the other ones?
They're there at the bottom: researching, painting, wargaming, collecting, terrain building. So you got painting. What about?
I can't see the full question.
Oh, it's all a bit weird. Can you not see it? Oh, it's all right.
No.
Sorry, wargamer, researcher, painter, collector, terrain builder.
Okay, 70% painting, and then liberally 30% spread amongst the other sections. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, not much of a collector then.
Not when it comes to Pogs, no. No, I mean, we all collect miniatures, don't we? So in a sense, we do collect, but I wouldn't go out and just collect things for the sake of collecting them, like Pokemon cards or something like that.
Oh no, God no. But then do you get a bit of FOMO or not?
I used to, not anymore. All I've got to do is look at my stash and FOMO vanishes. No, I don't. No, so 70% wargamer, the rest, whatever fits in neatly to that. The remainder, like I said, maths after work is not my strong suit. So.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, terrain building would probably be the lowest because I don't really do a lot of actual building. A little bit of painting occasionally, but it's more of a sort of just doing something for a difference. So that would be the lowest for me, probably less than 5%. Wargamer, I wish it was about 50%, but in reality, it's probably about 25-30%, because that's the bit I love the most. And then, I suppose the rest would be split between the other 3. I do like. Funny on researching, I only tend to go into full research mode with a new project.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. If I see something like a film or read a book or whatever, watch a YouTube video increasingly is what catches me. That will start me researching. But other than that, I don't tend to do a huge amount beyond that. It's only really when there's something brand new that comes into my gaming sphere, more often than not, that I'll get into. So I suppose that researching is probably lower. I'm not like Martin, who goes researching what tadpoles existed in 15th century England or something like that.
That's because you're just not committed.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not fly by night. Just fly by night. You need to commit.
I am. I'm fully prepared to admit it. I am lazy and I'm not committed in any way. Now I am committed.
That's not true. I've seen your pile of stuff behind you and the books and the research.
I was going to say that's the bit I am the collecting bit I am fully committed to, and I am completely committed to being to having more plastic and more toys than I could possibly ever need in my entire life, even if I live 5 lives. That's a definite winner. Painting, I do a lot of it. If they ever produce, I've said this before, if they ever produced ready painted figures that were a reasonable standard, I probably wouldn't bother anymore. And not mine.
Don, would you not miss it though? Would you not miss the painting side of things?
Not particularly. If I could get what I wanted in terms of, if I could place an order and say I want this unit done, in the particular style, and it came that way, a bit like if you do commission painting, if you can afford to do that, I'd be quite happy. I genuinely wouldn't mind. I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to listen to all Elaine's crap on telly. That's the only problem. So that would be a bit. Maybe I'll do more research then. But no, generally, I honestly, I do a lot of painting, but I don't particularly want to do painting. So I could find other things to do in my time. I would probably get a bit twitchy if I didn't do any painting. Suddenly I think, well, I should be doing something. But yeah, it's not something I particularly love doing.
What's that on there? Sorry, what's this? Mine research is because he wants to leave the life of the dirt people and become a proper historian. I'm not going to touch that one.
Dirt people, I like that. You've been called many things, Martin. Dirt person is not one I would.
I mean, that's the again. I'm regularly called things way worse than that. So yeah, I quite like that. The dirt people, I quite like. I prefer to view it as the practical application of history, rather than the other version. I like that dirt people. I'm gonna use that.
That's really cool.
Do my next quote. Next quote I send out, where I'm quoting things like site assistants, which is what we call everyday archaeologists. I'm just going to put dirt people.
Dirt.
I love it. See what other people come up with. John Shepherd, who says terrain 0, painting 40, research 40, collecting 0, wargaming 20. What are you painting then? What are you wargaming? And if you're collecting nothing, come on, John, fuck your ideas up. Actually, I think he's got a huge collection, so he probably doesn't need to worry about it. Thomas, I'm about 20% wargamer, 5% terrain builder, 10% collector, 15% painter, 50% researcher. Wow, you're up there with Martin on that. Blimey, love it. Love it. I think we all do bits. We all do elements of it, don't we? We have to. It's just all part of.
I was thinking about this before. Years and years ago, I read a lot of history books, especially World War II. These days, I read more true crime serial killer books than I do history books. It's just I just find it fascinating. I still like to read history books, but it's the low on my sort of reading list. I'm
the same actually. I mean, when I was a kid, I think I've said this before on the stream, but I used to go down the library and remember those things. We used to have libraries and get every single wargaming book I could possibly find and every history book I could possibly find that had something about wars, and I would voraciously read them and loved every minute of it. But now I rarely read like I used to history books. I'll glance through books, and Martin, I know I've got piles of books behind me there, and I will glance into them and read through bits of them for different things, but it's not like I used to, where I just literally dug through and just read book to book. The second book I can properly remember reading as a youngster was a book on the history of the Mongol Empire. It's just like, what youngster, I don't know what age I was, reads a book like that, but I did. I've still got. In fact, I re-got the book some time ago for old time's sake. And I haven't read it again, even though I've got it. So it's an interesting one. Does reading rule books counts as research?
Yes.
Yes, I think it does, actually. I think so too. Yeah, I think so. Paul says 10% painter, 90% bullshit artist. Yeah. We'll go with that, man. We'll go with that, Paul. Right, let's have another one. There were a couple of questions came in earlier. That was a really good one. I've just lost it. So many questions. Oh, here we go. Lionheart. If you all could pick one army from each other's collection and keep it, which one would you choose and why? Steve, what if you could get one of my armies and one of Martin's armies? We'll leave Ken out of it because he's probably sold whatever we want to get.
I was going to say, Ken's just got scorched earth on his armies. Okay, I would go for Dom, probably your Latvian SS.
Ooh.
Because they were rather nice, and Martin would go with Wars of the Roses.
The whole Wars of the Roses.
My wargaming thing.
I love it.
What would you use it for, Steve? Would you actually fight Wars of the Roses, or would you rip all the heads off?
No, I would. What puts me off, and doesn't put me off, what stops me from gaming big battles is I have not got the concentration, the willpower, or the strength to paint big armies. I can't do it. I've tried. I've really tried, and I can't do it. I get bored. I get distracted. So I just know I can't do it. So that's why I'd steal Martin's.
It's entirely reasonable. All right, Martin. What would you do?
I would take Steve's second edition nostalgia project because I know what it's worth. My kids need an inheritance. So I do that. Also, the fact that they're beautifully painted would make them a lot easier to sell. So there's that. And then of yours, that's quite hard. Initially, I was trying to think of something that would really annoy you, but I would probably take. It's really hard, actually. You've got so many. I'd probably take something a little bit left field. I would probably go for like your Cleve Berg or something like that. Ooh, something a bit different, Napoleonic, because you put a lot of time and effort into it, so that would irritate you. But also it would be quite nice. I would like to do one of those, but a bit like Steve, I've done my Napoleonics. I don't need to do more Napoleonics, or your Swedes, like your Napoleonic Swedes.
Oh, no, not having those. I'd fight to the death for those. No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. What about you?
Interesting one. So yeah, I think for Steve, I did love your American paratroopers, the ones you personalised and did
the US Airborne,
the historically wrong,
inaccurate,
or the wrong ones, yeah. I almost threw them out based on that comment.
So I thought they were awesome. I really liked those.
Words cannot describe how much I love that army. I'd never part with it ever.
No, I feel the same about the Swedes. They're not going anywhere, Martin. Sorry. I've got a musket on the wall behind me, and I will be defending them. See, that's on the classic army. I didn't paint a single figure of those. They were all commission painted, every single one of them, and I love them. Probably my favourite army. There you go. From Martin, what would I take from Martin's massive collection? I'd be tempted to go for the War of the Roses as well, because I think that would annoy him the most. But actually, I think what I'd go for is your Crusaders.
And do you know what? I thought you were going to say, I don't know why I was like, he's going to say the Crusades, because he's going to get 2 armies out of it.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing with that one, yeah. But it's a project I kind of would like to do, but I just keep saying, stupid, no, don't do it. You've got so many other medieval type projects, whereas that's all there. And I've got, and then I could use my Normans in Italy project with against the Arabs and all sorts. It'd be great. So yeah,
no one's mentioned. See, I could go on. I should have said Landsknechts from Steve and Landsknechts from you, and then just a massive Italian
a massive Landsknecht army everywhere. Thousands of them. I love this from Stupid Fat Hobbit. I did my famous person essay on Genghis Khan in year 8. Good man, well done. While others did One Direction or Justin Bieber. Good man. Oh, like that's so good. Man after my own heart. Awesome. What else we got? Yeah. Let's hang on. Robin's had a go. Dom's Napoleonic Swedes, Martin's War of the Roses, and Steve's second edition Chaos stuff. I'll take what you love the most. You blood, you bloodsucker. Jeez. Awesome. Right, let's have a little pause. And when we come back, we'll do that question about what figures we would have produced.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to come back to that one. So let's do a bit of news, shall we? Because there's actually a lot of news, bizarrely. I don't know why, but there is at the moment. So let's do a bit of that, and then we'll continue with the stupidity of the questions. Hang on.
Now for the news. But think, can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
I love him so much.
I do too. It's fantastic. Right, come on, Martin. What have you seen? I see you piled.
I saw stuff. I saw things. Right. Stuff. And I now can't remember who did. So we'll get things off. There's a new version of Necromunda, which I didn't know. I didn't even know. I didn't know Steve knew this. I did not know this. So there's a new edition, but it's changing a little bit. Did you know this, Steve? It's changing. So it's no longer. Well, it's not. I don't think it's Tales from the Underworld. So it's now the Warhammer Necromunda Skirmish.
Skirmish. That's the big word. Yeah, that's the kicker right there.
Because it wasn't Skirmish anyway.
Well,
Anyway. So there's a new core box which you can see there. I have some thoughts on this, which I'll share in a second. And it comes with brand new plastics, so brand new plastic Goliaths, which I think are pretty cool actually. Brand new plastic Escher. These are the ones you got, Steve, aren't they?
No, I've got the old ones. But these they look nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Then there's the set of terrain, and then there's the new books. So there you go. So there's a whole range of releases and stuff, and all the old models are compatible with the new ones, and all of that. I kind of don't like it. And that's because, I mean, I kind of get what they're doing. I guess they're bringing the systems together, and it's still a skirmish game no matter what. But I think that I like the tool build, like Necromunda. I want the height and the buildings and the I don't know. Not that I was going to buy it anyway, but for nostalgia's sake, that's not free. But anyway, this is all getting a release. I don't know how much it is. A lot would be my guess. Yeah. Next up, we have there is a goblet-sized campaign for the Second Barons War, which James Multimates has put out. James Morris, the author of Midgard, which is all about the Second Barons War. Which, if you've sort of been following what he's been doing, he's done about the Lewis, and he's doing a Evesham coming up. So in here, you can get this over on the Midgard website. So you can download it. There's a history of the Barons War. There's rules for the different sides, army lists, and there's a campaign to play as well. And you get to be Simon de Montfort before he required assembling at the Battle of Evesham. See, there he is. Look, he's in. There should be a scenario about that where you've got to get right.
Like a guide so that you can see what he looks like to reassemble him.
Yeah. I can't remember which bit they sent his wife. I think it was his head, but it might have had his balls in his mouth at the time. I don't know. I can't remember.
I wonder what.
No, it wasn't in his mouth. They draped him over his nose. That was it. Now I remember.
I wonder what the P&P on that was.
Next up, so. These are ace. Now, I need. This is on Kickstarter at the moment. Ragnarok Miniatures have got their Wolfar, the English invasion of Britain, and these are for like the Beowulf period, the early. So yes, another early medieval set, but these are something really nice. Ragnarok Miniatures make really nice
figures.
So, and they've got a whole sort of set, so you can back them, and look, you've got a whole Saga warbands worth of stuff there. These are all metal. That's Saga War. I think that's £75, which that's all metal. That's
75 quid.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think. And so and they are lovely. But they've also got done some historical characters as well, and you can back and just get these historical characters. So you've got like Redwald in there, who's the third from the left. So the Sutton Hoo mask on. There's like Ethelwald in there as well. So really nice. And if you if you buy this set, then you get them all in there anyway. But they got some historical some other ones as well. You've got historical Beowulf based on his descriptions in the poem, which I think is really cool. And then you get Grendel on the left.
Cool.
And that thing on the right. What is that? Hang on, I'm trying to remember. That's the Sea Hag. And then because, as a bonus, you can have Beowulf when he strips off to fight Grendel.
Oh wow!
So a really nice collection of miniatures, though, worth checking out on Kickstarter. It's already gone past its goal, so it's funded. And they've done really nice their fantasy miniatures. Like his orcs are big, brooding bastards. They are massive, chunky miniatures. They look really cool, but all with this slight Norse feel to them. So they kind of got that feel like like the Norwegian trolls, that kind of thing. So there's a really nice feel to all of those. So that's pretty cool. That's worth checking out. There you go, Rob. Have you got Ragnarok Miniatures on your app? If you're watching, you've got Ragnarok Miniatures on there. Next up, Dob shared this in the group, so I thought I'd share it again. Victrix have put this up, which there you go. It's a pillage introductory set, which is I think got people very interested. Obviously, I know nothing.
No, you wouldn't say a word about it if you did. No,
no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, but it's so cool, and I just think we appreciate the very cool artwork on the front, which I love. But they've already. I mean, they haven't given too much away. But you can see from the start, it looks like it's Vikings against the Irish, which is a cool choice for an introductory set. Notice it's not. It doesn't say starter; it says introductory set. So I think that's something very cool to keep around. So there's going to be more details on that coming out. There was some when they put that up on the web on the thing and people were getting it. Some absolutely crackers like guesses, and I thought originally people were just taking the mick, and then when they put that up, they were like, "Oh, I'm really, really disappointed that this isn't like English Civil War." So why would it be English Civil? Why would it be English Civil War? And then people like calling them out on it, and you're like, "What are you talking about?"
Badly Made Game says, "Have you seen on the website descriptions? They say they'll be going into other periods, so maybe it's not such a bad thing." Yeah, I suspect they.
I know nothing. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, but you know what? Every time it's the same with the Epic stuff when they were speculating what that's going to be. The obscure projects that people were calling out for that, and you just think,
I know. And they're like, "Oh, why didn't they? This would have been a much better idea." Like, shut up with it. What are you talking about? If they want to go,
I won't buy this because I wanted this, and it's like, for goodness sake, what you wanted about 3D
people. So all these people saying, "I wanted medieval," so just go buy the Ashencore stuff.
Yeah, go buy the Ashencore. They're beautiful. Fabulous.
What's wrong with you? Speaking of which, I know that James Shako's been, because obviously he's one of the admins on the Epic group, is having a daily aneurysm with the number of people going, "I wanted Russians." Anyway, yes. So the big thing was the Zulu reveal of the miniatures. You have the line. British. I think this has taken a lot of people by surprise because they're expecting ranked up shoulder to shoulder minis really but they are on strips. It's just that there's 4 on a strip and they're quite spaced out. And then the cool thing is you can obviously then clip those down and space them out a little bit. It does mean that the painting should probably take a little bit longer because you're not, losing areas, that would be hidden, say, behind shields or things like that. It's I think they're really, really interesting. Quite nice.
The only criticism of them is the fact that they've got so many odd poses in amongst themselves. So you've got, people with shouldered arms next to people kneeling and firing. You think, well, that doesn't but I suppose you could.
You can just clip them. You just clip them and put more shouldered. I saw someone say that, and I was like, well, you're going to clip them off to sprue, so why don't you just clip them off and move them around?
But they look really good. I have to say.
They do. I am pleasantly surprised, I have to say. These are the married Zulu regiments, and I like what they've done here with the sort of ad hoc nature of it, rather than just doing a shoulder to shoulder. They come in 3s and 2s and 5s. So you can really mix them sort of together to get what you want. As it's been designed for Black Powder, I'm assuming these are standard because they've got 3 bases, and then these are done as large. I'm surprised they haven't done war bands for
that was another thing I thought, was that I'd like to have seen them a bit deeper formation. I suppose you can play them that way, but I think
but then they're not in the other rules. I put them on deeper bases, but in the other Black Powder rules, then they're not required to be in deeper.
No, true.
And then you got the Natal native contingent, who I love. I've got a bit of soft spot for Natal. I really like it as well that they've got the auxiliary officers, which I think is really cool. One that I know has caught people's eye. That's the unmarried ones. Sorry,
that's the unmarried.
Is the cavalry, and then the dismounted cavalry.
Dismounted are great.
Shooting resin cannons and rockets. So that's pretty cool. And then terrain as well. So you've got kraals, wagons, which I really wanted. And then the bell tents as well. So there's a lot, and there's and if you get Rorke's Drift, there'll be resin figures. There'll absolutely be resin figures for Isanwana. There'll be Durnford and all of that lot, and then I dare say they'll expand it out with the Naval Brigade and Gatling guns, and they might even bring in because the Zulus did have some allies who came in. There were some Swazi allies who came in as well. I think it was a chief called Umbellini who came in, so they look slightly different. There's a bit more regalia on those. So I mean, but they're not cheap. The boxes. I think one that the Rorke's Drift is 220 and Isanwana is 250. Obviously, if you go to Boards and Swords, you get another 5% off. I don't think it's a bad deal because honestly, what else are you going to need? It's like Hannibal. I mean, I haven't met the person that's bought a Hannibal box and gone, oh, it ran out.
Yeah, it's very
I've met
true.
the people who said, oh, I got the Hannibal box and I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it would be nice to see a smaller set where you maybe just have, you know, a couple of divisions aside. I know they did that with the ACW eventually. You know, just something like that. I get it. And again, I saw some people going on about all these aren't, you know, all these, this is really expensive for a starter set. They're not starter set, they're battles. It's a battle set. If you want to build something smaller, you're gonna have to just buy a unit, or you just have to buy a box of British and a box of Zulus and build it up that way. So yeah, that's kind of what I saw. So yeah, that was interesting. GP said, I don't get why they don't do Marlborough Wars. Compared to no, I'm interested in that, but I would say there's a very low percentage of people that are, and they want to get people in who don't play historical war games into this. You're going to capture more of the 40k conflicts and bolt action crowd with Zulu than you are with Marlborough, as sad as that is.
Yeah, I mean, these sets are primarily, they always said they're primarily there to get gamers who don't game the historical into the hobby.
Yeah.
Which is why they tend to focus them around, you know, particular noteworthy films or particular, you know, wars everyone knows. Well, I thought they might do something like Hastings or something like that. But anyway, but yeah, I think you're right. But then also, if you saw the last video that Stallard was in, he talked about that, you know, they've got a great long list of epic ones they want to do. So, you know, there may well be a Marlborian one, you know, down the line somewhere. But, you know, we'll see.
Did they have to do enough to fund? They need, if they're going to do a little one, like I feel like the AWI one, was like it was a smaller release, like the English Civil War one. They weren't big releases. They didn't make a lot on those. They made a lot on Napoleonic. I think they made enough on the ACW for proof of concept. I know they made a lot on Napoleon, and I know they made an awful lot on Hannibal. So, and I feel like this one's sort of a surefire cash in bank, and then if you're going to put together lots of sprues, lots of different ones. I mean, the Hannibal one, I did actually went back and checked it out. Still has the widest variety of sprues at basic. Then you've got to put some money into that, so you need a win, you know, and that's if you're going to do, I don't know, something like we've talked about Hail Caesar and doing the Alexander and stuff, you know, people go, oh yeah, it's just a phalanx, but it's not. There's so much more they've got to do to make it worthwhile. You need to. So anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested as well. I think they're really nice, and actually there is definitely a Maxim gun coming, because there is a picture on it on their website. Actually, you can have a look at it. Looks really, really cool. And again, John mentioned the fact they were going to be bringing out a number of extra bits to support this in the next range. I love the fact the Rorke's Drift one had lots of personality figures in it, which I thought was really cool as well. So I'm imagining the box for that will have a whole load of separate sort of rules, especially. But yeah, interesting.
They've all got rules in the book. They've all got rules in the book. So I don't know whether they're just going to lift that verbatim or whether they're changing them slightly or what.
I hope they do something to improve the way the Zulus fight, because they are pretty basic in that supplement. But we'll see. We will see in time. And also, I thought it was interesting. They put a gaming mat in each of the starter boxes. So it literally is everything you need. You got the rule book, you got the mat, you got dice, all the figures you need, and then there's even the introductory rule book in there as well, I think, to explain to people. Which I thought was really clever. So interesting move. We shall see what comes down the line. Is that everything you saw? I think so.
That was everything I saw. Yeah.
Okay. A couple of things I picked up. So Artisan Designs via North Star.
Nice
Russian Civil War figures. I just love these. I love the style of these things. They're metals. You can have them with the great coats or without the great coats. Just really nice. They've got a proper chunk to them. and I think they paint up really nicely. So I can certainly see some of these happening at some point for me. Really nice, very nice indeed. What else did I see? Our friends at Reconquer Designs, his next launch is going to be these lovely grenadine light infantry. I think these look fantastic. Some of the stuff is brilliant. Beautiful, beautiful models. So you can either pick them up through the 3D, well, when they come out next month, which is only the end of the week, isn't it? You can pick them up through one of the 3D web stores, or if you're a subscriber, I think you get them automatically. So very, very impressive. Love some of that stuff. Are you going to get some of those to add to your Crusader forces?
Yeah, I might do. I mean, I've got so many of his things. I've printed off so much of his stuff that's just sort of sitting there that I haven't painted. But yeah, no, I might do. I keep on thinking to myself, I should probably cancel that because I don't, I'm not actively working on the Crusades. Any kind of previews what he's doing next month, and I really like him as a creator, and he sculpted my minis for me. Sorry, I like supporting him. So I dare say I will print some.
I'm sure you will. I need them painted up by next week because I'll be coming to get your army after the fact. I think.
Okay.
Eureka had some interesting new movie monster range, they called them. I'm not entirely sure.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. And I love the second one in. He looks like he's throttling himself with a balloon. But anyway, there you go. That's them. And then there's them.
Okay.
I don't know what those.
I really fancy doing my best. I really fancy doing my best David Lopan impersonation from Big Trouble in Little China.
And then this one, look at that.
That's like a walking mattress.
Yeah, no, it's just bizarre. And then a load of, I guess those are like Terracotta Army chaps, these ones.
Oh, they're ace.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be cool. Terracotta Army comes to life.
Yeah, there you go. Bit of different, something different from Eureka. Always love something different. I think that's all I saw. So there you go.
Oh well, no, sorry. The biggest news and the most important news, which I told you to earlier, is that my friend who was funding his film about a man who trips and cuts in his manhood on a dinosaur has been fully funded. So Diplodocus is actually going to get made. It's a film about a private detective with a dinosaur for an appendage. Is getting made, and I want to see that more than I do love us, and I'm going to make both of you watch it because I backed it on Kickstarter, and obviously I'll be watching it. I'll see if I can convince him to give us a copy for CrackCon. We'll have CrackCon screening in the Tudor bar.
It just sounds like a plot with no drawbacks. I mean, it's perfect.
It's the fact that they've gone and got proper prosthetic Diplodocus.
Yeah,
just go and have a look at it. It's fun, and it's it's the best. Yes, go if you go on Kickstarter and type in Diplodocus, you'll find my friend's Kickstarter. He makes films, and he's very good for it. He's actually serious. He does work behind the cameras. He's a production manager, but he's a big fan like Steve and I am of terrible horror films, and just 80s cinema. And I believe he got a bit. He got a bit. I'm not a Chris Nolan fan, and I would rather watch Diplodocus than a Chris Nolan film. That's not because of it, like anything like that. I'm just not a Chris Nolan fan. But I think this was a result of him drinking a lot, and they were like, "Oh, what if this happens?" And go and look at it on the.
I don't think there'll be any twists, Steph.
No,
I think
go look at it on the
very. Yeah. Okay.
Go look at it on the Kickstarter page. They've put an animation together for it for explaining what's going on. They're brilliant.
Well, shouldn't we say viewers' discretion is probably a good thing?
No discretion. You should go and watch it.
Go and watch it. Okay.
Go and watch it. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. You'll thank me later.
Bloody hell. All right, let's get back to some of these questions before we run out of time tonight. So the question that came in earlier, it was Steve's. He said, apart from Martin had already done this, if you were to start your own miniatures company, what would be your first release? And I've said, Martin, even though you've done your lovely sculpts, if you were to do a different period, what would it be? So come on, Steve, what do you reckon? You've had a little bit of time to think about it. If you could do anything or something that nobody's created up to now.
Okay, so this is something I tried many years ago, and I destroyed quite a few classic Imperial Guard miniatures doing this. I really wanted back in the day an Imperial Guard army based around the Resistance from the Terminator films.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that would look quite good. It's something I tried when I was an energetic youth with a craft knife and some old Imperial Guard miniatures, and it turned out badly. But that's what I would go for. I think it would look quite. I think it would be quite good, and you could use it in a certain game set in space about strange folk. So, yeah, you could easily use it.
Fantastic. All right, I like that. Good. All right, Martin, you've done your beautiful medievals. You're going to do something different. What would it be?
I would do. I did think about doing just sort of more personalities, or well, I'd say personalities, but like this sounds sort of like generic generals from each period. So generic was late medieval generals, generic Landsknechts, generic just because I like personalities and I like command bases. Stuff like that. I don't know. I won't go into it now. I mean, obviously the whole thing. I'm kind of a bit sullied by the experience at the moment, to be honest. So the thought of doing more is kind of like, something that started out as something that was quite fun it just turned out not to be.
Become more like hard work.
It doesn't become like hard work. It just that people are arseholes. So and they make it not fun. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, probably that. Or I would, or I just want to do something like my own. Actually, I'll tell you something I'd like to do, which no one's going to buy. And I actually created a little game. Is 18th century smugglers, like all the smugglers that were around the coast. I put together like a little game. Like all based all around sort of like the corner on the south coast, not far from you, and all the smugglers and all that kind of stuff. And the idea you're trying to like get goods back to the boats and smuggle them before the dragoons turn up. Foundry makes some, but that's about it. They're the only ones I think I ever found. So yeah, I'd maybe do something like that. Maybe some fun ones, because they're all the different smuggling gangs, and they had lots of, they essentially had pitched battles against the dragoons. So I always thought you could have like your gang of smugglers and my gang of smugglers, and then the dragoons are a bit like the cops turning up in GTA.
Yeah. So the cops turn up, and both gangs either run away or they join forces and go after the cops.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That sounds cool. That sounds like something like Ian would do, a bit like his Reaver rules, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Thomas says, personally, I would make plastic ACW dismounted cavalry, because nobody does them, and then some Irish rebels between 1916 and 1920s, maybe some medieval Byzantines, and some ACW personalities. To keep you busy.
If it's plastic, I'll just make new plastic ECW.
It's very true. Very true. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I was thinking about doing something around particular successor forces after Alexandric successors, but there are some really nice. There are some nice miniatures already out there, but they're quite expensive. So I think something like that. But what I think I would do is one that I've talked about many times, and I'd have to do a ton of research on it because I don't know. Part of the problem is I don't know what they look like. Is the Ethiopian troops to put Portuguese up against the Ottomans in the 16th or 15th and 16th century? I think that would be great fun because I'm still completely bamboozled by that video that I watched, which I never realised that the Portuguese fought against the Ottomans and the Mamluks in Ethiopia, and I think that would be a fantastic setting. But I've no idea what the Ethiopians look like, so that'd be my one. But I have to do a lot of research. But maybe if I can't find any details, then just make it up. Nobody will know. You weren't there, were you? All good. Tim said French Foreign Legion of all periods from 1830s onwards. Just everything. Is that anything French Foreign Legion? Good man. In 15 and 28 mil. Well done. Excellent. Wargamer Kent. For me, it's Ukrainian troops for the UNR in 1919 and some generic Russian Civil War partisans. Interesting. Couldn't you just use later period partisans for Russian Civil War? Probably not changed that much. I suppose the weaponry will have done, but yeah. Hang on, wrong one. Sorry. Good. All right. Excellent. Crikey, we are fast approaching time. Let's have a look at some of the other questions that we had in here. Chris, strange but true. Which army do you most regret buying? I think I know Martin's already. Well, in fact, I think Martin's got two. What about you?
It's not an army. It's I regret buying that epic pike and shot box because I'm never going to paint it. I painted one regiment, and it took me months. No, that's a regret. I don't really have much regrets. That's a big one. Yeah, that'd be my biggest regret.
Okay, interesting. Because you did crack on with them quite. Well, actually, you did more of the ACWs, didn't you? Really, more than
the ACWs. Didn't mind. They're a slow burn. I like painting those, but the pike ones. I mean, I gave half the box to my mate, and it's still too much for me. I'm never going to get it done. I'm just never going to get it done. So, yep, waste of money.
Fair enough. I think for me, in fact, when Game of Graham's on here, he used to nag me about it. I have a beautiful set of forest elves that I bought on a Kickstarter some years ago now, when I was going to turn them into something for Saga Age of Magic. And they come with all these beautiful creatures and what have you, and eagles and all sorts of things. And they're just too nice, and I just can't bring myself to paint them. I don't know how to paint them. I don't know what to do with them. And now I don't even know what I'd use them for. So that's my big regret, because they were not cheap. So that's definitely one for me. Martin, apart from 6mm samurais and anything else you regret?
Well, I don't regret those in the sense that they let me get one over on Ken. So that they were worth it.
Well, there is
just for that. They were worth it just for that. I don't really regret any of my historical choices, because I don't really think I've started a historical period that I didn't want to. I regret buying Star Wars Legion and painting up both droid army and a clone army for that, because no one bloody plays it. But I keep on looking at them thinking I should sell these, and then I said they go, no, I spent ages doing those lightsabers, so they're slowly working their way towards door. I would probably say again, it's armies. I would just say Star Wars Legion. I'm just looking at my forces and just deciding if there's anything I regret. I don't regret my ECW. I just get sad because Miller's not about that much to play it. So and I don't have it's one of those armies where I don't have the other army, and I can't be asked to build a parliamentarian army. So I'm kind of like, part of me is like, oh, I should sell it, and then because I think I get quite a lot for it, like not because I'm still my painting, just because of how much I've done. So there's that. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Probably those. Yeah, probably that. Star Wars Legion and maybe my ECW a bit. Maybe.
The only regret you haven't got an opponent for them. It's not the army though, isn't it? So that's what.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a game, but I've got Royalists too, so, so that doesn't.
Well, yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Thomas says I regret my 28mm Peninsula British, about 200 minis, and I've only painted 20. Yeah. That's a lot of red. Dwarven says, I've got some land snakes that I regret buying. Still have them, not being able to get rid of them. Nice. Lionheart says, what about my second edition Oathmark? No, I don't regret Oathmark at all. I really liked Oathmark. I think it was a great game. What I regret is having a flaky mate called Ken, who bloody never came round after we played the game. That's why I regret, is meeting that idiot. But no, I thought Oathmark for a fantasy set, or even for you could play it as a sort of medieval kind of set, was actually quite fun. Quite enjoyed it. Had some real strength to it as a game. Yeah, there you go. What period was the Portuguese campaign? It was 15th century. It was basically part of the Portuguese when they were sort of exploring and trading down the African and the Indian coast. And they had little sort of enclaves of empires across the west coast of India, and clashed with the Ottomans and the Mamluks around Ethiopia. Fascinating campaign. If I remember, I'll put the link somewhere on the Facebook page for the video that I think was it Armies and Generals or someone like that did. Really, really interesting. Never heard of it before. Absolutely got me excited. Anyway, there you go. That was that one. Let's have another question before we run out of time. Oh, there was. Yes, where was it? Let me find it. Hang on a sec. Sorry, we had so many questions. This was Badly Made Games. Any tips on finding a friendly gaming group? I find myself collecting minis, but not playing, as I'm not an experienced gamer, and I'm worried I'd annoy people in the club setting. That's sad. Join the club if that's the case, mate. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, go on the PCP page and poke, because there's quite a lot of us, and I'm sure I know that quite a few people do actually meet up who are in the group. So join the Facebook page and just post up and find out if there's people nearby who are up for a game. Hopefully, I mean they should all be friendly. Dom's not.
No.
But
well, you're not. But I'm playing minis. You get very angry.
Yeah, I think some people took that a little bit out of context last week. I think, it's like sarcasm doesn't travel well. I think sometimes over here.
It's a very good thing. Go on the Facebook page and say what area of the world you are, and see if anyone's around. Meet up for a game. I'm sure there will be somebody there. If not, somebody was doing an app. It was doing the rounds a while back where it was like I guess a Wargamers Tinder. You could meet up with players and what have you.
That's the worst discreet way you could have put
it. Maybe I didn't sell that very well.
That's two words I never hope would ever be smashed together. I'm deeply traumatized by that concept.
Dear. Yeah, all right, strike that one from the memories, folks. There we go. What else we got here? Oh, that's a massive one. I'm going to come back to that one. So I don't know whether we got time to do this one. We sort of did this some time ago as a separate show. Joe Kin says, budget wargaming is an interesting topic. Let's say you have £80. What do you think is the best value for money you can get? What box sets would you buy to play the most systems? 28mm, for instance. I think what it means is if you bought one load of figures that you could play multiple games with, what would be the best way to spend that kind of money?
Well, yeah, so I was going to say obviously the best budget figures to get 6mm or 10mm, but you're not going to be able to pay.
He's going 28mm.
So, I would, if you wanted to play multiple systems, or I can think of some good systems to play, I would buy the army builder sets for the Dark Ages from War Games Atlantic and from Gripping Beast, because you get about 40 models in a box and they're about 22 quid, something like that. There's a lot. So you could buy two sets, and then you would be able to play like on a skirmish scale, you could play Pillage. You could play the Conquest version of Baron's War. You could arguably play some Ruckus. You could then move up and play Lion Rampant. You would then also, even if they're single base, just whack them on trays. You could play Midgard. And at a push, you would be able to play some Hail Caesar for 80 quid. I would just go and buy loads of the army builder boxes for the early medieval Dark Ages and just create some mass of unwashed warriors.
That's a good shout, actually. What about you, Steve? Any suggestions?
Yeah, go and pick up the Damned starter box by War Games Atlantic. You get enough in there to play so many skirmish games. It's unbelievable. People in Space, that's a good one. You could play Xenos Rampant. You could play 5 Parsecs from Space. You could play Stargrave. So many different games that you could use those core figures from that box set from. And they're great looking miniatures as well. So that would be my shout. Yeah,
good shout outs. The other one to look at, it depends what your period is and what you're interested in, really. Because those multi-buy sets you can get, like even the Perrys do, Napoleonic box sets of multiple packs of figures that you can buy. If you're doing ACW, for instance, buy the what's it called, the Battle in the Box thing, the big box they do of figures, which is tremendous value if you're into ACW and want to get started. Huge numbers of figures in that for not an awful lot of money. I think it's more than 80 though, but anyway. But that's a good deal.
Well, yeah, because you can download, if you want to do historical games, just download Valor and Fortitude. It's free. So
yeah, true.
Yeah,
you want to do mass battles, and download that. But then yes, if you're looking for something where you can get mass battles and skirmish games out of them, then you're going to have to realistically go down 20. You could do 15 at a push, but you're at a bit 15 mil metals for medievals or something earlier like that. It's slight. They actually sometimes end up being more or less the same price. I guess Napoleon. I mean, all the Perrys do army deals, so you could just go on there and buy French army probably for. I think they've got them on there for like 70 quid for a French brigade, and you could easily do that. But then, the other argument, then yes, if you just want mass battles and that's your budget, then just go buy Bacchus or Pendragon or whatever and buy a load of scenery. And there you go. You've got all of it. So.
The other thing to look at is if you are into Napoleonics, then Tim, Napoleonic Wargamer, does these videos every so often of different Napoleonic armies, and sort of he sort of sets himself a budget of, I think it's 100 quid or something, and what he recommends to buy. That's a good starting point if you're into Napoleonics. Very good indeed. What's the time? We're running out of time. Quick other question to do. Oh, it's one similar themes. Oh God, how do you say that? How do you say that name? Any recommendations on starter sets for somebody getting into historical wargaming? Are the various eras of warlord sets the way to go?
Baron's War.
Yeah. I mean, the like we're just saying with these different army sets, you can pick up on multi-pack deals. You can Gripping Beast, if you're into sort of ancients and medievals, are fantastic value because those box sets are so reasonable, and the multi-buy deals make them even cheaper. So that's a good way to go about it.
Steve says the Baron's War one is good if you want to do like the Warlord games, but I still think Caesar's Conquesting Gaul is a great box. If you're clever about how you split things up, and if you don't do what they tell you in the box, if you do what I did in my videos, it goes quite a long way. You can get almost 2 divisions a side out of there. And you get the full, and you get you get the full hard, the big hardback Hail Caesar book, and that's a great way to start. Again, if you're going for 28 mil.
Yep. As Steve Harper says, also the Napoleonic, the Waterloo starter set for Warlords is also very good. Very
No,
good.
but it
bundle.
doesn't have Russians in it, and people are upset because there's no Russians in there.
Don't have any Russians.
I love it because I had no horse in that race at all, and I couldn't care less about it. So these comments are like they don't ever finish a race. I don't care. I'm glad because they're doing something that I wanted.
What about this one from Hodgson? What's your best painted unit or miniature? The one that you're most proud of? Steve, what about you?
Okay.
Unit or minute?
Unit or miniature?
Oh, crikey. I'm going to say...
All right, different question for you then. Is it a current figure? So are you one of these painters that can only, kind of think about the ones you're immediately or just been working on in the last couple of months?
No, I'm going to say it's one that I painted many years ago, and it's the it's actually I never game with it. It's just on display in my living room, and it's a demon prince. So it's one of the old plastic demon prince models from Games Workshop, and I spent so long painting his red skin, but I really like because he's very hench. He's very buff. He's like ripped. And so I spent ages doing the skin, and yeah, it took me ages to do. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite miniatures I've ever painted ever.
Nice. Like it. What about you, Martin? Of your many beautiful paint jobs?
I'd say the one. All right, I'm gonna have to go for a few. So my favorite figure that gives me joy every time I look at him is Hadron the Collider. So my ogre, because I actually painted the fingernails and the knuckles, and I'm so pleased with the skin tones on that. Genuinely, it's one of my favorite miniatures. I love the miniature. I'm really pleased with it, and I love him. Project-wise, I would probably say my Crusades. I love the Crusade project that I done, both the Seldrics and the Crusaders and the mix and all of that. I think they look really cool. And then if you're saying another one, the one that I'm probably proud of because I persevered is the Earl of Warwick command base I did, where I painted his 16-quartered livery and his eyes through the visor of his helmet.
Oh, I forgot that.
I don't know why. I have no idea why I did it. And then the fact that it even... I didn't sit there for ages and go, oh, I'm going to try and do this. I just sort of did it, and it worked. And I was like, right, now I'm going to just put this away and walk away from it. And then the command base with all the flags and his brother, the Archbishop, and the dogs, and Rotusley is on there as well, who no one's going to know who that is. I'm going to guess out 134 people watching, and various other little personalities on there. I was proud of. So yeah, what about you?
So I guess the project I'm quite proud of, more for the fact I cracked on through it, was the Paul will like this, the Bruce's and Ireland project.
Yeah.
I was very pleased with how that came together and the effect of it, and I just feel bad I don't game it enough. But that was a project of, again, it came out of finding some research or finding a video about something I just didn't know anything about, and getting completely hooked into it, and realizing that I had a large number of, as it was at the time, a whole load of Baron War figures that I wasn't using.
Yeah, that you weren't using, yeah.
Nobody was planning to play down the club with, and now they are. So I converted them all to that and bought lots of extras, and I really enjoyed doing that. I did army lists for the different armies in that. Really enjoyed that one. I think that's probably, as a total, as a project, I really enjoyed doing that, and probably proud of in the way. It's funny you mentioned the Cleveberg army that I did all those years ago. I was immensely proud of my persistence, but also how they looked. The lancers I did for that project. I used the Victrix French Imperial Guard lancers and converted them into Clevebergs with the lovely pink and blue, and really enjoyed doing them and felt really pleased with how good they were at the end of it. And then the other week I was searching through boxes and found them all and got them out and thought, bloody hell, they look absolute rubbish. I'm really not happy with how they've come out at all.
I've got to second this. The 54mm Ragged Staff Impatient Air that Tim did, I love that you like, because that was awesome. In fact, out of all the miniatures that I made, I actually like the 54mm one. There's loads of people commenting about adverts. I've seen this going up. That's so weird because we don't have control over that. No. So I don't know why there's adverts. So regardless of whether or not the video is monetized, it will get slapped with adverts. So I don't know. Maybe it's because it's getting shared about. I don't know. YouTube have updated their some stuff recently. So
YouTube do some weird things. So apologies if you are, but sorry about that. It's not us, so to speak. Fantastic project. Get them on the table. Yes, I will, Paul. I will. I was thinking I might have a game this week with them. It's interesting, isn't it? You get all those years of spending work doing different projects and what have you, and then I don't know. I go back to them and I think, I don't know. Sometimes I think, oh, that's rubbish.
I was just going to say, we mentioned earlier those Winter US Airborne of mine. 4.5 months I spent on that. Every single figure unique and kit bashed. Never used it. Never gamed with it because they're winter themed, and I have no winter themed scenery.
Jesus.
And I've just remembered as well that Vallejo Royal Blue tastes like gherkins. Just.
That's nice to know.
I've been eating paint again.
Somebody was commenting earlier about I forgot this lot were paintbrush lickers. So I think we must have all been looking about the same sort of time.
Right, yeah.
Yes. All right. Apologies for the ads. I don't know what it is. We'll have to look at the settings. People are saying there were 3 lots of ads through this, which is bizarre. First time it's ever been on the live one, which is odd. Very odd indeed. I have to see whether there's something. I don't think we haven't changed any settings, so unless it's YouTube,
it'll be a YouTube thing.
Got to be a YouTube thing. But there may be a setting we can click that says don't do them. Yeah. All right. We are fast approaching the end. So thank you very much for all the questions we've had. Really appreciate that. There were a lot more that I'll maybe store up and do for another one. But thank you for all those contributions. It's been good fun to go through all that. So thank you, everyone who watched and persisted through the ads. And thank you for those watching on the catch-up. Let's have a look at some of the stuff that people have put up on the Facebook page, shall we? Readers' wives, as Tim described it, I think was how it was described. So a reminder, Facebook page, link down below. Just click on the link, join, answer the 3 questions. And even if they don't come up, there is always an option that says there are questions to answer those, because otherwise I won't let you in, because we're trying to stop having too many frankly knobs in there and 3D printers and sculptors and that kind of stuff, apart from Mr. Hicks, who we love. He can stay in the group. So come along and join us, show what you're working on, show us some of the games you've been playing, and we'd like to show as much as we can during the at the end of the stream. So I'm going to start with this one. Zoe, 10mm iron sights.
Crikey.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
They're ace.
It's even different. Oh, no. Look, you can see moustache.
They are, for 10mm, they are stonkingly good.
Gee whiz. Very nice indeed. Steve was having a big game of Dead Man's Hand.
Me.
Yeah.
And there's casualty figures on there.
Casual computers everybody. I like that. I keep thinking we haven't had a game down there at the club for ages of that. It's such a fun game. Really must get that back out. And
that's got one of the best starter sets actually as well. That's a good starter set.
Very true. Very, very true. Gaza, this is Tau. Tau. I remember the Tau. In fact, there was a question about what faction I would get in 40k. I haven't had time for that question, so I can't answer it. Tau, there you go. Beautiful. I mean, yeah, nice green. John, this was his Romano British unit for Midgard.
Lovely.
Very
do
good
like
indeed.
the Romano British. Do like some Romano British.
Can't be a bit Romano British accent. Very nice indeed. Craig has been working on his Spanish Napoleonic command group.
Ooh.
I like that. You'll approve of that, Martin. A nice sort of vignette almost of command base.
Yeah, always very, very appreciative of one of those.
Very good. Ashley obviously got the memo, but got the wrong scale. So 28 mil Zulus.
Ooh, nice.
So he's been working through a number of these. They do look. There's a load of pictures of this.
Oh yeah.
Regiment, and they do look absolutely amazing. Fantastic job with those, Ashley. Really, really like them. Kerry, I know we featured some of Kerry's units close up, but I just had to have an excuse of showing some more off. This was a battle of the Midgard game for 100 Years War project that he's finishing off, and the quality of those knights and those infantry is just absolutely awesome. Largely metal. I think they're pretty much all metal. Very beautiful figures. Really, really nice job. Other end of the scale in terms of scales, Sean. So these are 3D printed epic scale ACW figures.
Oh yeah, we saw some last. Yeah.
And he's painting them up, and they look absolutely amazing, don't they? Really, really good. Yeah. Nice, very nice indeed. And there were a number of others that he showed off in the on the Facebook page. Richard has some Rough Riders of something.
Nice.
They're lovely.
That's a serious bunch of dudes, aren't they? Look at them.
I think
Wow.
Rich uses. I think he uses. He uses to play Grimdark Future by one-page rules. It's a lot of it's all 40k stuff, but yeah, he plays one-page rules. They're cracking looking.
Awesome. So this was Richard was playing his game of Men Who Would Be Kings, Zulus against the Brits. That building at the back looks quite familiar if you've watched the film. So I think he said they were 24 points. So the Zulus had like 4 units, the British had 2, which will be an interesting one because that rule system is great fun, but it's also brutal. If you get a really shitty commander with your unit, it's like having a melee unit that isn't allowed to melee because he's nervous of breaking his fingernail or something like that. So it's a very, very funny rule set. Good fun. Nice to see some more Zulu action already happening before the small ones arrive. Ian, this was his first ever Second World War armor.
That is
Nice.
So very nice indeed. A couple of tanks. The Tiger,
very
obviously.
nice. Cracking piece of work there, mate.
Very good job, Ian. And where's the other one? Oh, this. Lewis. So he was showing off his samurai force for Dragon Rampant. So I think he said he brought them along to his club or wherever his club meets to have a game, and there was nobody there who wanted to take them on. So he just laid pictures of them, which is a bit sad, but they do look lovely.
Splitters.
Splitters, exactly. And then this one from Alex.
Oh,
I mean,
look at that! Look at that!
That magma blade is so
I
cool.
know.
I like that's awesome.
Cracking work.
insanely good. And a tactical rock. Is that a tactical rock? I think it is. Yeah. Anyway,
I know some have got tactical exhaust fumes now, haven't they? Out there.
Oh, is that what? That might be what it is. Love it. Awesome. So there you go. Just a few of the fantastic stuff that's been put up on the Facebook page, and that is it, gentlemen. We have time. Thank you, everybody who came along and joined us tonight. Sorry about the adverts. We'll try and find out whether that was just a YouTube thing or whether we clicked some button that we shouldn't have done. But it hopefully you enjoyed it all the same, and you could click through them. And we will see you all again next week. Don't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we are at. But yes, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Follow the Facebook page, and we'll let you know where we are next week. This week was Plan B. Probably Plan C by next week. But we will be back. Have a really good week, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and stay safe and stay well, and enjoy your gaming. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye bye.